Hello, everybody. This is Mad1 back again for another live stream this Saturday, the 3rd of February 2024. So, if you watched my last live stream or my replay, you will remember that we were playing Liberty or Death, the American Insurrection, which is a coin game. And coin means counterinsurgency type of game. So it's a war game where there's other things just battling and forces and deaths and attrition and stuff like that. There's more to it. There's actually victory conditions for the different factions or areas, teams in the game. So this game has the Patriots, which is the Americans eventually, the Indians, or the Native Americans of America, France and Britain, the two major powers at the time of this game, which is in the 1700s. So, the British and the Indians are on one side, and the Patriots and the French are on one side, comparable to what happened during the Revolutionary War, and this is what this is about. So I'm playing the quicker, short version. I've already played several turns. You can go back and watch my previous video on that. So we are on, I can't remember which turn and number it is, but we're on the next turn. And we have drawn Frederick Wilhelm von Steuben. I am playing the French and the Patriots and doing NPC, basically non-player characters for the other two, which there's a bunch of flowcharts and things that drive, paper AI to do what they need to do. So that's what I'm doing today. Keep moving on until I get winter quarters, which would be the end of the game, basically, for this, which is what I'm playing to, just the first winter quarter, and then I'm over with. You see there's 28 cards of decks left. We'll see when that could pop up anytime, and we'll see what will happen. So, in this turn, we have the Patriots and the Indians going. So we have to go to our card, and we'll see what order everybody. So the Patriots are first, then the French, which are ineligible, so they'll be skipped, and then the British, which are ineligible, they'll be skipped, and then the Indians. And then they have a saber underneath, which will affect their NPC AI choices and what they do. Since I am the Patriots, I was looking at this, see if I can add this to be shown on the screen for you. I have to add this specific card. Winter count up, sure. Which I didn't do earlier, but I can add it right now. And there we go. Patriots hand, and it should show up on your screen now. So I'm able to play this if I want to, and I just wanted to show this specifically. So basically it says I can play this right now if I want to. So basically let's say execute 2 free limited commands, which means I only have the commands I able to use for the Patriots will be one specific area on the map. So I can only play there. Normally, if you do a command, if you go through our little tree of fun, if we just go here, it says command and special ability. So if I choose this, I get to do a command that could affect multiple areas. So, but if I play this, which I can play anytime really, execute free commands, one special ability, in any order. Leader must be involved in at least one of the commands. All factions to eligible. So basically, we'll trumpet cause it to play, and then everybody would flip over here if I wanted to do that. At this point, I don't want to do that, so we will make sure we don't use it. So basically, I'm going to look here. What do we have choices here? So for us, Patriots more effective. I can get skirmish in 3 spaces. If the Indians use it, if it comes to a point where they can use the event, then they'd skirmish up to 3 spaces for the British. Basically, that's removing pieces off the board where they're together. We can look at that specific command. I don't know if we want to use this or not. I'm thinking about it. But let's look at skirmish real quick, because we're learning this game too, along with me, and understanding, okay, what happens. So let's see. I have to turn on my player aids. And he disappeared. Everything's hiding for me. There you go. Alright, so we got the British, which we don't want the British right now. We want the Americans or Patriots. Alright, so let's go to skirmish just to see what that means. So here, use Continentals to strike British pieces. Accompany command, any, but not. So we're not caring about the command because we're doing this basically like its own thing if we do the event. 1 space, which we have with Continentals and British pieces, no battle in the space, which there's no battle. We're not doing battle or beforehand. Remove 1 British cube or 2 British cubes and 1 Continental. If no British cubes, right, remove 1 British fort and 1 Continental. So we can remove a few things, right, with this special activity, sorry. So let's see here if there's anything worth that. So Continentals are the cubes. So here in Boston, we can remove 1 of the British here, or if I remove a Continental army, I can remove 2 of them. So then technically it would be even here, or if I remove 1, it'd still be even. So it's a choice. Maybe I want to do that or not. Here we have no Continentals, so we can't do that. So we can't do. We have Continentals here, but there's no British cubes or regulars there. There's no regulars, no Continentals there. Boston's like the biggest one where we have something going on. So really, when we get down to looking at all the different opportunities and choices that we have, we really don't have much with that event. We can get rid of 2 cubes here and 1 Continental and just make it kind of contested for control, but it's kind of a waste of an event, at least in my eyes. However, if the Indians get it, then the British can do the same thing here, but would it be worth it or not? Because if I play this, then they can play the event, right? If I play command here, then they can only do a limited command. Or if I play the event, then they may be able to do command. So that's the choices we have. What we want the Indians to do. Basically, if we play the event, then we'll make them do a command and may do activity. If we do command activity, they can do a limited command or event. So they can still do event here. Will the event be worth for them? I don't know. It's the artificial intelligence telling them what to do. So I think it's not worth playing the event. So I think we're going to do the command and special ability. So we'll go here. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do. So Pennsylvania's pretty full of forces. We got our forts and militia, a ton of militia here, and how many we got? 4 underground militia there. We have 2 cubes there, which are 2 regulars, Continentals, 5 there, 2 in Boston. Really, we want to start cutting off we want to take New York really when it gets down to. We got the French there to help us out, right? We got Rochambeau there. They got active support. Well, we have control of New York, so it might be advantageous to battle or move. So if we battle, we can do some fun with that, but we also probably would want to do some other items. So this is the choices we have with this game. You know, what do we do, how do we do it, and whatnot. So alright, so we definitely want to battle, try to remove all these British forces in New York. That's what I feel like I need to do. How do we get about doing that? We need to move Continental Army in there. And how do we do that? Because if we do a battle, we can do a special activity ahead of time. So we get your persuasion, up to 3 colony cities and rebellion control under rebellion control, and Patriot peace, including military mission for each colony. Add 1 Patriot resource. So that's not really want to do, and whatnot for that. Partisans. So that's kind of cool too. Or do we want to skirmish? Is what we'll remove pieces too, along with it. That doesn't really work. We can do a skirmish in Boston if we wanted to. That kind of would be nice, to make Boston contested. And then, if we march, we want to get our units up here to have, so we can do some good battle. So we can do rabble rousing. If no rebellion control, activate 1. Do that. We want to do that. We want to battle. We can't really do it now because we don't have a great place to do that. So let's do this. We can rally. In any spaces without active support, you know, we can put stuff in. We can't bring any forces in here specifically that way either. So we're going to march. This is going to cost 1 resource per destination. For each space French enter, the French must also pay. We're not moving any French units at this time. So we're going to move here, which is going to cost us 1. And on the board game, you kind of could do it like this. This is where we're going to mark it as. We're going to move here, right? So that's marked as a destination to move. Let me take the aids off so you guys can see. That works. So this little wooden piece you get with the physical game, you can put it on there, and that would mark as where we're going to, right? So we can move Patriot units into adjacent spaces if destination is a British-controlled city, which it's not. And moving militia plus British cubes there. Hold on. If destination is a British-controlled city and moving militia plus British cubes there exceeds 3. Alright, my brain is today. So basically, we're going to move Patriot units into adjacent spaces. If destination is British-controlled city, no. So we'll just go from there. Activate moving militia. We're not doing that. That's basically if we're moving in a city and there's some militia here, we got to activate them if there's over 3 British cubes there. And I need to undo that. What did I just do? There we go. So you basically put it on the activate side. But right now, we're not activating it. Alright, so sorry about that. Continentals may bring French. A regular's 1-for-1. We're not doing that. Activate 1 party. One war party for every 2 Continentals there. So we're going to move. We're going to move our sources. So it's going to cost us 1 resource. So I go down to our resource center here. We go click down 1. And our resources went down to 5. It says it up here too. Down to 5. And how am I going to move over here? So, 1, 2, and we activate war party for every 2 continentals there. So right now we're going to have to activate it. So it's activated. And then we'll bring 3. And I'm going to keep, do I want, because I got militia, I got a fort. We got 3, so we're going to bring Washington along with it too. So we got Rochambeau and Washington up here. We're going to bring 1 more cube. Let's annihilate them here. We're going to actually do some battling here. So that's, we moved it there, cost 1, we're done. I'm not moving any other pieces, I believe. Or don't need to move any other pieces to anywhere. If I move here, it's New York City. That's not worth it. We're going to stay here and just adjust to where we're at, because we're going to focus on this for now. All right, then we can do 1 special activity. And I think it's going to be skirmish, or are we going to do partitions? I'm thinking. I think partitions might be cooler, but let's just check this. So partitions, we activate 1 underground militia and remove 1 royalist unit, which could be, the royalist units are either the Tories, which are the green cubes, or red regular units. Or activate 2 underground militia, remove 1 of the 2 militia, and it's basically like a skirmish, but it's with the militias instead of regular units. And or no war parties, remove 1 village. Activate 2 and remove 1 militia cubes to remove the casualties. So when I go back, do I have any militia hanging out anywhere with British? Right here. I could do that here to eliminate some units, right? But they'll be active. But keeping underground gives me a plus for battles, so it's not worth to do that. Here. We can do it here, but is it worth it? We can do it here. Get rid of, how many we have here? Just 1. In Norfolk, we can get rid of a cube too. But that's a little militia. Or we can skirmish here. So it's really effective. Where do we do it? Do we do it here? Get rid of that. It'll be neutral. And it'll be active. Or do we do skirmish here and get rid of these units? I think I'm going to do skirmish. I'm going to do skirmish in Boston here. So what that's going to do, I'm going to, let's see. To make it interesting, I am going to remove 2 royalist cubes. Boom. 2 British regular units and 1 continental. So basically I had a little battle there. Boom. 2 casualties and 1 for the British. So right now in the game I have 12 British casualty, 13 rebellion. And that basically takes Boston to a neutralized city. Nobody controls it. It still has active support. That doesn't affect that at all with this. And basically what I did is move position into next turn to do some battling here. So I'm going to clear off all those movement items, and then they're done. So basically New York's going to be a big battle once it comes up to that point. I guess the French can do it, hopefully next turn if it's not them. But let's look at something that people overlook. Next turn, the Patriots are last, but the French go first. So they might be able to do battle with the Continentals to get that going and do some fun there. So we'll see. Instead, anyways. So now it's the Indians' turn. Let's see what the Indians will do. So what we're going to bring up now is the NPC card for the Indians. Which this wasn't on Vassal. You have to actually bring it up. So it's a flow chart. Again, if you don't remember. So sequence of play events or Indian symbol has this. So if you remember, I said we have the saber on their symbol right here. If we look at it closer, there's a symbol underneath it. So yes. So we roll down here. Roll down. Come down. Support plus 1d6 is greater than opposition. So what is the opposition? It's up on this chart. Here is... Where's the opposition? So there's the opposition. It's at 17. Is the opposition. Support is at 15. So basically we roll a d6. And I believe this is a d6. So we roll it. And you see up here it is... Oh, that's a d3. Sorry. d6. It's a 4. So 4 plus... 14, 18 is greater than 17. So yes, is now greater than that. So gather would place 2 plus villages, 2 or more villages, or 1d6 is less than available war parties. Well, that definitely is going to be less because we have 7 available war parties. So that's true. So that's going to be true no matter what. So it's yes. So basically, we're going to place villages where room and 3 or more war parties. So let's see. We have how many villages left? We have all these 6 villages left, and we have 6 placed. How many resources we have? We have 0. We have 0. So we're going to gather. Now, gather. We'll bring up the Indians chart. Where are you at? Okay. Gather. So, add and recover Indian forces. Any neutral or passive province. 1 resource per province. We don't have any resources, so we can only do the 1 if an Indian province. So we have to do it on our Indian province. We only have 1 or 0. Okay, so we can place 1 war party or replace 2 war parties there with a village. So let's see really quick on our charts. But let's look at NPCs like place villages where room. Then place war parties at villages. So we really don't have a great choice of that. So we're gonna, where is there room anywhere to place villages? We only have 2 villages per reservation, basically, or territory. So we can place 1 here, we can place 1 here, we can place 1 here, we can, this is not a reservation, we can't place it there, and we can place 1 here. However, there's only 1 war party here, so that's not going to matter. 1 here, we have 2 here, so we should be able to place 1 there. Place villages room with 3 war parties, which we don't have 3 war parties anywhere. Or 2 plus if corn planters there. So corn planters here. So basically what's going to happen, we're going to take these, put them back in our available forces, and bring out our village. And we got 2 villages down the northwest. Alright. If any villager place we can't do all that. Place 1 war party or place 2 of the village. So we got the village. May instead either place a war party plus up to 1 plus villages, or move any adjacent war parties there and flip all war parties underground. So I'm trying to remember this. If it's a village, you may instead either place war parties up to 1 plus number of villages, or move any adjacent war parties there and flip all war parties underground. But when we're looking here, place the village. We did place a village. Then place war parties at villages first where there's enemies, then where there's no underground war parties, then with Indian leader, then elsewhere. Right. So we did that already, so we're fine. We can't move any other place there. So if any village, then place war parties at villages first where enemies, then no, then elsewhere. We can't place anything like that because we already paid. So you can do it max 4 times. We only can't play any resources. We can't do any more placing anything. We made the village. That's it for free. And nothing else really matters. And then we move this way. It says then. Whoa, stop. Where we are. Okay. Then warpath. If any resources 0, which we are, trade if possible. Otherwise, warpath. So we'll go down to trade first. If underground war parties at any village, which we have a couple, trade in the village space with the most war parties, first requesting resources from the British. If not possible, no special activity. So, trade in the village. But let's look down here. We can only do limited command, so we can't do special activities. So, whoops. Sorry about that. I'm still getting used to the NPC stuff. So we could do that, but we can't do special activity because there's no choice. We can't do those. So therefore we're done. Because we did our limited command. We can only do 1 space anyways. So we did that. We placed a village here with corn planter. And therefore, the Indians are done. So they're ineligible factions. And the British are eligible too. And then, make sure you guys see everything. Okay. And we move over. We discard this card. Bring over Jacques Necker, Finance Minister. So definitely a French card. And then draw a new. Ooh, French up again first, but they're not going to be able to play it. So we'll just look at it. Extend range of privateer impacting shipping. British resources -2. Patriot resources +2. And it puts up our blockade level 1. That's kind of nice. This one, we can just upgrade our resources by 3 if we want to play it. But we've been playing to, let's do the New York Battle of Fun here. So basically we're going to do the command. if we do the command only with no special activities. But no, we're going to do this. We're going to do both and then give them limited command and event. So they can choose the event, which will give French -4 resources. So if we go on the French resource track, where's that? The French resources. They're hiding here somewhere. They must be 5. So we need to use them now because the British can knock it off and drain us of everything, which should not be good if they choose to do so. So I am going to play battle for the French. So basically we get to choose. So we can do battle here. Eliminate enemy pieces and risk losing friendly pieces. So we're going to do cost 1 resource per space. We're doing the 1 for each base. Patriots are involved, which we can do that. In 1 space, execute through the battle procedure table. So we got to do the battle table stuff. Some of the fun, right? With that, all that stuff. And then we also can do a special activity, which is all the best thing to do. We're going to do naval pressure. We're going to do it right now. So we're going to do naval pressure, put the F1 on. We're going to do another blockade. So, and we can rearrange blockades too. So let's do that right now. We are going to do the FN French Naval Indicator. What's the actual French Naval Intervention? We're moving up 1. So now it's at French engagement. We get to move a French squadron off the West Indies. Now, what else do we want to blockade? New York City is still under blockade. You're going to keep it that way. We're going to also blockade what makes Philadelphia. Yeah, so we're blockading Philadelphia too. So Philadelphia and New York City are blockaded by the French. We. So now we're going to battle. So I think I have not done the battle yet. So let's bring that up. Battle procedure. Oh, come back. That's it. Alright. So we need to determine force levels. For attacking battling faction chooses to activate its sides militias if present. So let's take a look at New York. So what we have here, we have 1 militia only. We're not going to activate those, so we're not going to do that. All right. Well, the first thing we do force levels. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cubes. And an underground unit. So basically, for a French battle, all my regular units are considered, for force level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Then if there's Patriots paid, which they did, we can add our Continental. So for 1-1 with our French. So we have, we have 1 there. We just make sure we look at it, and we can look at it specifically. So everyone's going to be counted. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where'd you go? All right. Something happened here. Oh, let me zoom in. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 9 right here, right? I thought I counted 10 before. There we go. There you're hiding. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 10. And then half of any active militia, which we don't. So we don't have any of that. So we have 10, our force. The Royalists, which is the British side, add all the green and red cubes. So there's 4. Plus half any activated unit. So here's half of that. Rounded down, so 0. Since it's only half, there's not 2. It's 0. Alright. So basically right now we have, let's take a little, we have 10 versus 4. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I'm tired. And since these guys are defending the British, right? We're also adding in our forts, or our forts, which we don't have a fort. So never mind. A village is not a fort. So it's not part of that. So it's still 4. So 10 to 4 still. Faction defending alone, choose to activate its sides militias, which they're already active, so it doesn't matter. So let's check our loss level. So I want to bring the 8 up again. Oh my gosh, the 8 up again. So if FL is greater, less than, or equal to 2 loss level, no die roll. If FL loss level greater than 3, then FL divided by 3 to roll. So FL is force level, sorry. So if our less than 2, there's no die roll. So we don't have anything that low. So basically here is 4 divided by 3, rounded down, is 1. So the British get to roll 1d3. The Patriots and the French have 10 divided by 3, rounded down, is 3. So they get to roll 3 d3s. And then, okay, now we need to figure out the defender loss level and the attacker loss level. So basically, like I said, the Patriots and the French side gets 3 rolls, and the defender gets 1. So let's hit the oh man, I'm sorry about that, guys. The defender loss level is here, modifiers. So we gotta put the modifiers in. So let's do the attack roll for our defender roll first, just for heck of it. I rolled up here. If you see up here, it's a you can't see it on the screen. Let me move this. If you see up here, there's a 2 on top there. Where's 1d3? So 2 plus the modifier. So 2, at least half attacking cubes are regular. At least half attacking regular cubes. Oh, there are. So there's plus 1. So now that's up to 3. At least 1 attacking side piece underground. Yep. So that's 4. At least 1 attacking leader. Yep. We got 2 leaders. So that's plus 4 for attacking with Lazarin, which is not true. So there's 3. Plus 3. 3 plus 2 is 5 so far. British attacking, nope. British attacking, nope. Per defending fort, nope. Indians defending in Indian, nope. Patriot French defending defending with, nope. So they got 5. their loss level is 5 for the British, and that's probably not a very good thing to have. That's a pretty good loss setup there. And we do have Rochambeau, and I forgot what they actually do. That's my fault. Not worried about it right now. I can look at it in a minute. And then we're going to look at attacker loss levels. So now what the Patriots going to take. So, well, actually, you know what? They're going to take, the British are going to take more. Because I made a mistake. I rolled the defender one. So, theirs is 2 over here. Their attacker loss, right? So I got to roll the British. 2, 3. So 2 plus 3 plus 1, 6 plus 3 is 6 plus 3 is 9. So they got a 9. Defender is going to lose 9. They're pretty much going to lose everything here. So it's a 9. So they have a 2 here. Defender has at least half. Defender cubes. That's true. So that's 3. Negative. Negative. So it's 3 still. Nope. 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 So 3. So the Patriots lose 3, and the British lose 9. So this is how we remove it, though. Rebellion alternate between the regulars and all these, and then forts. And the same royalists remove Tories and cubes, and then at war parties, and then villages, then forts. The cubes all count as casualties, and so do the forts. So, and you see these count as 2 losses each when they were counting losses. Like, so if they lost 2 on, so we got 3 and 9, right? So this will count as 2 for the British, and then to get another one, they have to remove a cube. Even though it's 2, it's still counted as, 1. So that then it's 2 pieces lost in casualties. So the cubes go to casualties, and these go to available. So let's do this, and that's what I'm gonna do for tonight, because it's a great learning experience. And then I have to make sure the leaders do something too. I have to look up the rules, and then we'll call it. So, as we're looking at, the British lose 9. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus a militia. So that's 9. So they're not going to lose the village, which is good. But because that's in the order. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So basically all these go. And this goes to, this goes up to available. I'll flip it onto active, inactive, and then it goes back to available war parties. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4 casualties. Now the Americans lose the French first, and then the Continentals. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going to lose 2 cubes for this. Basically 2 casualties for that attack on New York. Pop here. 1, 2. They're up to 15 casualties. Let me clear those lines off. So basically, New York has now been taken over by the Patriots. So that was a great battle, and that's moved in all the forces into that. Now, if the loser removes a cube or fort and 2 plus 2 pieces shift support opposition by half the number of pieces lost by the loser. So the British really lost. And then Washington doubles those when it's called win the day. So if a loser removes a cube or a fort and 2 plus pieces, so that's true, we've lost that. Should support opposition by half the number of pieces lost by the user. So there was four or 5 pieces lost, right? So we can shift all the way. That's 1, 2. That'd be 2, but then this Washington doubles that. So boom, boom. Active opposition now because of the win. He does some special stuff too, but I'm not worried about it right now. And we are in control of the colony of New York. We need next to take the New York City as our next opposition or next area to do it. So basically, what has happened for the French, they have completely pushed up total opposition up much higher. The British support has plummeted to 9. And I didn't remove the resource 1 and 1 for the French 2. So they have gone down to 4. And the British casualties are 15. And right behind it is the rebellion casualties. So that was a pretty decent battle. A lot of casualties already. British now are going to... What are the British going to do, right? So let's see what the British are going to do. So we're going to bring up the British NPC stuff. Boom, here we go. Alright, so let's go to the card. Because we got British skip, any skip. There's nothing special under here, so sequence play prevents event play, or so can we play the events? We can play the events. So we're good there. No, so we're going to go over here to the event. Check the event. We don't have that. Then play unshaded if any opposition is greater than support. And that is true. Opposition is greater than support. If we go up here, there's support. And way up here is the opposition. So yes. And you didn't see that, but let me show it right now. So the opposition is way up here. Right here. 21. So support is way down here at 7. So that's true. And event shifts support opposition in the royals' favor by removing blockade, but not free battle. This event does nothing to do with, if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't do nothing with. Wait. There is a saber. Devin looked at the wrong one. Let's go back to it. Or a symbol, yes. So we have to go down to this way. So British resources greater than 0, yes. British resources greater than 0. So we screwed that up, but we'll fix it. I think it's at 4. Am I showing it right now? What am I showing? Is it not showing what I'm supposed to be showing? Alright, I was making sure we're showing the right stuff. Alright, British forces greater? Yes. 10 plus British regulars on map and rebel control city without rebel fort. Let's look at that fun. Rebel control city without rebel fort. Are there 10 regulars on the board? 1, 2. There's 6 there. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. And I think we have more than that because, yeah, we have more than 10. Is there a rebel control city without fort? I think Charleston has a fort. And so that is not true. Available British regulars greater than 6. That is true. That is true. That is true here. They have way more than 6, and then we're looking at Charleston's only rebel controlled city. It has a fort, so that doesn't work for us. Yes, they're available though. More than 6 available regulars, or we're at the D6 because yeah, there's way more than we could S6. So we're going to do a muster. Place regulars first in neutral or passive within that first to add British control. Then where Tories are, the only British units, then elsewhere. So we are going to play. And let me make sure we're doing no limited command, right? Yeah, limited command. So it's only one place we can do this in. Place regulars first in neutral or passive. So, muster. Add British forces. They can build support regulars in any one city that is not blockaded or adjacent to a colony or an adjacent colony or West Indies. I don't know why sometimes my brain just won't read this correctly. Regulars in any one city that is not blockaded or an adjacent colony or West Indies. Tories in any cities or colonies not West Indies containing or adjacent to regulars or forts not at active opposition. Costs 1 per space. And then you could place 6 regulars in one city, except blockaded city, or an adjacent colony in West Indies. Place 2 Tories in selected city or colonies not in active opposition. Alright. Place regulars first in neutral or passive. So let's look. Alright. Place up to 6. Neutral or passive. So Boston is neutral. It's not blockaded. So, and that will help get stuff there. So I think that's where we're going to do our 6. Click 6 and drag him over. Alright, 6 come in there. I'm going to make sure I pull the resources off quick before I forget. Boom. So we went to Boston. Sorry. Place 6 regulars in one city, which I did. It's not blockaded. Place 2 Tories in selected cities or colonies, not at active opposition containing adjacent to British regulars or forts. Alright, let's make sure that lines with our. If we place that in the passive within first add British control, then where Tories first to add British control, we have to go in one space. We have no choice. We can't go any other places. And then where Tories are only British units, then elsewhere. We can't go any other places. This is like the only place that we can play something. We made it. we have to put all those in there, right? Because it costs 1 space per selected. We're doing a limited command, which means we can only do 1 city space. So we place 6th. And then we can place 2 Tories in selected cities or colonies. So we'll place 2 Tories now there. And we can do this, and we click 2. And let me pull that off while you can see that. We went 2, click 2, and I can drag 2 down here. You didn't see the dialogue, but that's what we did. So we're placing 2 Tories there, 2 in Boston as well, when they were mustering them fun with some mustard. And then in one up to 1 selected muster space, including West Indies, replace 3 British cubes with 1 fort, or if regular Tory in control, by real reward loyalty for 1 resource per level. We know it's already all the way up to reward loyalty. So we'll then in 1 space, first one already selected, if opposition is greater than support plus. Alright, then place Tories where regular, sorry. Then to change most control. Then to change most control. Then in colonies with less than 5 British cubes and no British force. We don't have to do that. Then in 1 space, first one already selected by what we did. If opposition is greater than support, it is. It definitely is. Or no British force available. Or no British force available. We have some available. Reward loyalty. We're not doing that. If no reward loyalty, place fort and colony with 5 plus British cubes and no British fort. Well, that's true here. So we're going to do, we switch 5 of those. Or 3, sorry. Return available forces, return available forces, return available forces. And then we bring down. So we knocked out 3 of the British cubes here and bringing down a fort for Boston. That's only going to help us defend against the ugly patriots. Yeah. So we did that. So now Boston's securely on control of the British again. After the skirmish with the Boston skirmish there. They're scared because New York has gotten taken over by the Patriots. You know, New York is threatened as well. We got Clinton down there. The cities are the most important part to the British strategic initiative. So, as the Patriot forces, I'm going to march on Massachusetts. Take that out too, along with taking out Boston. Or we're going to march on New York, take that over, and have firm control of the middle of the country here as much as we can, and then work our way north here to New Hampshire and Massachusetts and Boston, and then work our way south. Got to start crushing that out, because the British up here have lots of ability to push down, but not as much as right here in these 2 cities. So that way we don't do any special activities, anything like that. So that's pretty much done for the turn. We discard that one, pull this one over to current, and then bring down our next one. Oh, winter quarters pulled, so that's the end of the turn next turn. So there's a lot to the winter quarters. You see when you turn it up, it automatically becomes this is the end of turn. When this card is turned up, stop and swap with the played card. Connect winter quarters around immediately. So basically we're going to be doing the winter quarters. And basically I think everybody becomes eligible for this one. But I'm just going to track it this way for now. I think everybody comes to the winter quarters. Because what happens is down here in the little chart, we check for victory. Then we do supply, support, redeployment. So basically, this is the end of what I called my turn in game for now, because we're gonna restart it over and do some other stuff too and try to play again. But then we can calculate if anybody's won. So basically we'll just keep playing, maybe two, but anyways. But the next live stream we will start on the calculation of the winter quarters, figure out what's going on that next turn. As you see, our status at this point in time, the support of the British is very low at 9. The actual opposition is way up to 21. And if we zoom out a little bit, get a little overload. The Patriots have pretty much taken the internal part of America and the colonies, and are working towards or eliminating from a lot of the northern part of America. In the southern part, there hasn't been too much activity with any of the British or even the Patriots at this time. It's kind of a stalemate there, with just Indians moving in a little bit in South Carolina. More of the actions up north here, where it mostly was anyways. So we'll see what happens with the winter quarters next time on part 3, and go through the whole winter quarters section. I want to read up more on it while it happens on the week coming up, and figure out how we play that, how we determine all the victory conditions for the Patriots, for the Indians, for the French, and for the British, because it always is important to figure out what's going on, who's going to win or not win, based on casualties, based on all that it plays into the categories for each of the factions. Each one have their own specific victory conditions. All right, it is 9 o'clock, guys, right on time. So we'll check this out next week. I hope you join. I really appreciate you guys being here or watching this video on replay. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. Give me a like. Give me a comment on what you don't like. I'm sure there's a lot of things I need to improve. There's things I made mistakes in. I just like that this conversation. I'll reply as much as I can. And if you have a question, I don't know it, I'll try to find it out. But you guys have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I hope to talk to you again next weekend. I do have a new video coming out this week for Red Storm Rising advanced game play, or the advanced rules. That should be coming out this coming week, so look for that. And this is Mad One signing out. You guys have a great evening.